While 3D seismic surveys are generally planned with the structural trend in mind, areas with complex structure often have deformation oblique to the survey geometry. In this insight session, I am using multiple views to maximize my structural understanding. At the top, a map and 3D view, and the bottom is the inline crossline view with inline on the left and crossline on the right. Here are two clear bounding faults from a central horse block. These faults align with the survey crossline direction and are easy to pick in the inline. Here you can see the picked faults, and you can clearly see the interpretation as I step through the data. Look closely. I can see another fault in the map slice. This one is oblique to the survey geometry, so we can't see a nice sharp boundary in the inline or crossline direction. This is where Insight's Arblines, or arbitrary lines, can help out. We can create Arblines in any direction. We can create one perpendicular to the structural trend. We should see the maximum fault throw. This should help us make a more precise interpretation. The nice thing is that we can interpret faults directly on Arbline sections, just like in inline, crossline, or map sections, and as we work, we'll see the faults appear in all the other views. To create an Arbline, just give it a name, turn on the pencil and draw. Create an Arbline view, select the volume, and we have our display. Look at that! Just as we had hoped, the fault is much clearer in our Arbline than the other views. Let's do some picking. First, I'll turn on fault interpretation and pick a segment on this Arbline. I'll also set my increment to 1000 meters. This is the step size we'll use for the interpretation. With each click of the Arbline offset, I step perpendicular to the Arbline. This dashed line shows me the fault line projected to this new location. And as I place my picks, the 3D view updates the fault surface. It's looking good so far. That dashed fault projection line is really handy. It projects against the end of the fault and helps me plan my next pick. Well, it looks like I've run past the end of the fault. I'll set the increment to 500 meters, then go back and do some infill picking. It's great that I can see the data updating in the 3D view and the time slice view. This makes it so much easier to check my work. Eventually, the fault pinches out against the main boundary fault, and I've finished my interpretation. My work here is done. Doug Insight's How-Tos, developing our collective knowledge. If you have questions or would like to discover more, then visit our website at www.dougio.com. And remember, have fun with Insight!